Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of NetherWar, Eldritch's Last Secret. Thank you for joining us for your weekly dose of superhero shenanigans. My name is Alex, and I will continue to be your humble game master for this series. I'm so grateful that we are back to our regular cast tonight. Not that I didn't really love having the Stormbreakers here to ruse me with all the 10 players, but I'm glad to have a manageable amount of people back. But yes, if you didn't see the crossover last week, it was a ton of fun. I definitely recommend not only for continuity purposes, but because it was a ton of fun. Tonight we are playing Mutants Masterminds, the world's greatest superhero RPG, which is produced by Green Ronin Publishing. It's a D20 system that focuses on exciting superhero action with a character creation system that offers unlimited customization options to create your superhero. One thing I also really enjoy is the use of hero points to encourage players to really push their characters beyond their limits, improving a character's powers in a pinch, earning rerolls, editing the scene, and even using your powers in a new and unique way that you don't have listed currently. Hero points are earned by leaning into genre tropes, acting heroically, good role-playing, jokes I think are funny, and suffering setbacks, just like superheroes and other media. And as we are winding into the finale of NetherWar, the setbacks are going to start coming, and they don't stop coming. We have gathered some parasite-free heroes tonight. Say Guten Nacht, heroes.
Guten Nacht, heroes. I was there with you, I heard.
Didn't hear it. Good enough.
Parasite-free?
For now.
Yeah, questionable.
What? Where did that even come from? I don't want to know.
I don't know how he knows that. That's what I want to know.
I'm the GM. I checked.
Yeah, that might not be true.
I want to give everyone a chance to tell us a little about themselves, the character they will be playing, have them answer my question of the day, which is, if they weren't in Freedom Week Dark, what other superhero team would be a good fit for your character? It can be an in-universe team, a team from another superhero property, wherever you want to go throughout the genre. And I will start with Kevin.
Well, I'm over here checking for parasites and just otherwise hanging out like I do on Mondays. Where would Overdrive be? That's a good question. He's got kind of that coast to coast thing going on, and his backstory was he spent some time in Emerald City. So, of course, those people are scary over there. So maybe he would leave Emerald City and go to California. Yeah, I can see Overdrive as a California surfs up kind of. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe Hawaii. I don't know. Run on water. It's one of my things. I don't do that often enough. We don't spend enough time around water. Of course, last time we did, there was that Devil Ray assassination, and that was not good. So,
that's true. What team does that put you on?
That, I don't know. Like I'm getting a wolf pack of one vibe from Overdrive. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just the way things are going lately.
Overdrive is going to go out to the West Coast and have a sad Hulk moment.
Yeah, that's totally it. Yeah. Over to you, Jonesy.
Hi, everybody. I am Jonesy. Tonight I will be playing Overdrive. Not Overdrive. I'll be playing Worse, our resident living dead guy.
New T-shirt idea. We are all Overdrive.
Pretty much.
Except for Centuria.
And as far as what other team Mortis would be on, I think that would be Project Freedom, which is the Freedom verse version of the Suicide Squad. Mortis actually was on that team for a short while in between episodes. So that's some bit of his backstory we haven't played with a whole lot with yet. But yeah, so I would say that's the team I'd say.
Man, he had a bomb in his head this whole time. I could have just triggered. Who do you want to pass it to, Mortis?
With that, I'll turn it over to Kat.
Hey guys, I'm Kat. I'm playing Centuria tonight. Once again, very happy to be playing Centuria. was not Centuria for a while, and it was sad. You can only find me here on Mondays, except for the rare occasion that we, do Tuesdays with the big group of people. But for the question of the day, I don't know why, but my first thought was that team in the universe with the dinosaurs, I think she'd do pretty good on that team.
Oh, the other timeline with the...
Yeah, with that Jason. And even that Centuria, I think they'd work well together.
Apocalypse Centuria with Feral Centuria. That's a good team up.
Yeah, it'd be lit.
Wow.
Savage
Which one is
Centuria.
which?
Sorry, Savage Centuria.
I was gonna say Savage Centuria, yeah.
TM.
So with that, I'll pass it to Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm here on Monday nights for our superhero shenanigans. You can find me over on our website where I write blog posts, which I finally did. So yay, that'll be coming out. I'm not sure if it's this week or next, but it'll be coming soon. And you can also find me over on our YouTube channel where I host the Storyforge series, where we talk character creation and kind of GM tips and tricks for things I find interesting. And character creation pretty much goes for a multitude of different systems, try to hit things that people may not have heard about. Tonight, I am playing Resonant, our resident gem mage. And to answer the question of the day, well, if this was the DC universe, either the Sentinels of Magic or Justice League Dark would probably be two of the teams that Resonant could find herself on. Didn't find a specific Magic one for Marvel. Could be interesting to be on the Defenders with Doctor Strange, though, so that could be cool. And I don't know about too many Freedom City or Earth Prime teams, so I can't really say anything other than our Freedom League Dark. So I will pass it on over to Calvin.
Okay. Well, I'm Calvin, and I'll be playing Bowman, the agile archer with an awesome array of arrows. More arrows that you can check a bow shaft at. I'm here on Mondays playing Mutants and Masterminds, but I'm also over on the Wilmeth Dice channel on YouTube, where we have a bunch of weekly gaming streams and weekly podcasts, where for the next few weeks, and the last couple of weeks, we've been talking to people who have written third-party stuff for the Lancer RPG. So that's been really fun and interesting to pick their brains about that whole thing. Question of the day, superhero team. I mean, I feel like the Arrow family in DC was a pretty obvious one. No subtleties there. Although I did enjoy that time with the Ferroberg 4. Really enjoyed Ferroberg. Really fit what I've done to this character. So any reason to hang out there with them?
Having a good bow time.
Yeah, the city was big for me.
I didn't realize we were going with like official other. I feel as though Overdrive could probably hang out on the Peacemaker show. Like I think he would be a good addition to that.
Oh my god.
That hot mess. I mean, that just needs a speedster in their set.
What a time. What a world we live in today.
For real.
Cool. And I'm Alex. I do not have any useful skills to bring to a superhero team, so do not put me on a superhero team.
I was thinking the Society or Legion of Doom, maybe.
I will join the Brotherhood of Evil Writers. Wiki says Overdrive would be murdered immediately. Peacemaker.
What? I'm faster than bullets. What are you talking about?
But you're not faster than Freedom.
Not Peacemaker's bullets. I shoot faster bullets.
For peace.
That show is ridiculous. I feel guilty admitting that I thoroughly enjoy it, but
I haven't seen it yet.
No guilt, only Zool. All right. So I guess without Overdrive's getting killed by Eagly.
Yes. If you haven't seen it, you gotta see that end credit scene on the season finale. Oh my.
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm very excited to.
Oh Lord.
Alex, the misplaced intern of superhero teams.
There you go.
His counterpart in the DC universe is Snapper Carr.
Oh. That's a deep cut.
Hey, Mr. Superman, you need like a coffee or something? I got you. Batman never wants anything. He just looks at me until I leave the room. I think I'm uninvited. Anyway,
You're too old to be a Robin.
I am too old to be a Robin and out of shape. Yeah, I would do my first backflip and fall on my neck, and that would be... It's time to dump me in a Lazarus pit to do a Red Hood.
Oh, you could become Oracle too, Electric Boogaloo. From your wheelchair.
Alright, without further ado, I think we are good to get started. So last time on NetherWar, our heroes woke up in a strange place, surrounded by...
Strange people.
They were seemingly locked away in some kind of pocket dimension at Una's behest, where they were forced to work together to audition, quote unquote, to join the Freedom League. They spent some time trying to chat with one another, figuring out what was what, who had been working alongside one another, what was going on when everything went crazy. They got a phone call on the red phone from Mayor Summers of Freedom City, who said that the bank was being robbed. They headed out to the bank, and suddenly they found themselves in Wild West Freedom City, which doesn't make sense because Freedom City is on the East Coast. There, they found a couple of villains. They found Sandstone and the Sand Sons, alongside Professor Jackanapes, who's better left unmentioned, Hexenhammer, and Kid Grim. The group worked together alongside the Stormbreakers and their benefactor, Maximilian Mars, wearing his old commander armor, all working together to defeat the real villains or the simulated villains. It's hard to tell. Once they did that, they returned back to regular Freedom City, quote-unquote regular Freedom City, where they got some more phone calls. Apparently, the Heck Queen was trying to steal all of the left shoes in Freedom City, and they didn't want anything else to do with it.
I like how we're editing our language, despite the content of the rest of the stream. Like, we're not going to say bad words, but buckle up.
The universe wasn't allowing bad words.
Hammer space. Hexenhammer space. So yeah, they worked together, they got back to regular Freedom City, and then they worked alongside Portal to cast a massive spell that freed them from this pocket dimension. They found themselves within the Nerian Nexus, standing before Seven, their long-dead ally. They've been trying desperately to resurrect. Seven sent the Stormbreakers back off to Emerald City to go deal with the 200-foot-tall vampire kaiju that was storming through their town. See City of Destiny, episode 19, in the little editor's note. And we join our heroes as they're standing in the Nexus.
Yeah, there was definitely a giant tackle hug from President to Seven that happened at the end of the session. So
yes. And she will reciprocate the hug. She seems a little stiff.
I'm sure he is just sort of like side-eyeing Bowman, seeing how he's reacting to this.
He is. There's both like a look of surprise and almost joy on his face, maybe a little disbelieving, just having come out of this illusory space. But like, I mean, he did see her. Half of him saw her recently on the Fondy, so I mean, I think it's just catching up to him at this moment.
Yeah, all of you are sort of having a moment where the two fractured halves of your consciousness are merging together and filling the other one in, as to what happened in Farrowburg and what happened in the Fondy.
yeah.
For those of you following along at home, they went up a power level.
Artis looks exhausted.
Is it really you, Seven? I mean, that was pretty much what I expected, but
It's most of me.
What does that mean?
Last we saw one another, I was working on combining the various disjointed aspects of my personality back into one self. I've acquired all of them but one. And that is the one that is still ruling the Netherworld on Una's behalf. Which is something we're going to have to deal with before we can deal with Sifunador. Come with me. We have a lot to discuss.
Resident's going to look around for Sala.
He's not here.
Do I get a sense from the house that he's in the house?
He's not in the house.
Where would he have gone?
He's still imprisoned in Elysium. The realm that all of you just escaped from.
Wait. Does that mean the rest of Freedom City's still stuck there?
No. Just the people that Una feels are a threat to her reign.
So the rest of the Freedom League that are on planet.
No, Daedalus is there too. This is not happening just on Earth Prime. It's happening across the multiverse.
Okay.
We have a
That's
lot
not
to
good.
discuss.
Yeah.
And she'll sort of quietly lead the way out of the astrolabe room. The Ocularum, I think, is the name of the room. And she'll lead you into a sitting room. The house starts putting things in order. It puts up a table in front of you guys that has just a number of whatever your character is craving to eat or drink at that moment. Pops up.
Lemon squares for Bowman.
God damn it.
A number of plush chairs, a fire starts roaring in the fireplace, and she sits down and says, I haven't felt this personal in a long time.
Kind of spent the last 10 years in pieces.
Yeah.
And with nobody around besides Una.
And the denizens of the Netherworld, but they're doing their best. And she says, please sit down, grab something to eat. At least sit if you're not hungry.
Bowman is trying to hide it, but he's feeling like too restless to sit. Like he wants to say a million things, but he knows there's a job to do, so he's just like standing behind a chair at this point. He's got like his hands on the back. I'm imagining like the chairs have like a fairly high back if they're pretty comfortable. So he's got like his hands on it. He's leaning forward on it. You
I'm sure he's gonna send Brutus over so you have something to do with your hands.
Yeah, he'll take the distraction. Sure.
Brutus walks over, sits down, and looks up and says, I hear that scratching my ears is therapeutic if you'd like to try.
What? Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. As he starts doing that.
Brutus is like, yes, this is good. Thank you very much.
When you say therapeutic, did you mean for you?
It's a symbiotic relationship, human.
Okay.
Seven will say, Fletch, you're looming.
Sorry, I'm just... We should get to the task at hand, if you're sure you're okay to do that. You don't need time or anything? Not that we have an abundance of it.
There's no time, but I appreciate your concern. And she's
Overdrive is...
Oh, go ahead, Overdrive.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I was going to say, I'm not sitting down or eating any of the food because I don't have the same connection to Seven that everyone else does, and all the wacky stuff that's been going on lately. I am a little suspicious of all this, so I'm kind of just lingering on the edge of the room, trying to keep an eye on everyone and everything.
Excellent. If she notices, she doesn't say anything. But she will say, "Here's the situation at hand," and she raises her hand, and a portal, a window opens in the center of the kitchen, the center of the dining room table. And in the window, you can see the shining skyline of the false Freedom City you guys are in. It fades away and is replaced by a world that seems all too real. There's plumes of smoke obscuring the sky, rising from decimated buildings and broken streets. Shells of wrecked vehicles litter the roads. A glowing green aura emanates from the sky, suffusing everything in its putrid glow. And flocks of something large and winged roam the skies. Above the destruction rises a titanic figure, a colossus with 3 faces striding through the forest of skyscrapers, which you recognize as Safunador.
Is this happening somewhere else in the multiverse right now?
This is happening on Earth Prime right now.
Oh no.
Well, what do we do? How do we stop this?
There's something we can do to stop it.
You make it sound like we're not going to like it.
I don't suspect you will.
What is it?
I have to send you back to Elysium so you can free Sawa.
Okay.
Eldritch has a ritual that he concocted to destroy something like Safunador. But I don't know where he hid the ritual, only Sawa does. And it's locked away in a memory that Sawa doesn't have access to. So
Why not?
Adrian hid it from him.
To keep it safe?
Yes. I need you to get Sawa and bring him back here so I can unlock that space in his memory. We can get access to the ritual. I know the gist of it. I heard from Adrian during my fractured time inside Una.
You know what happened, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry.
What happened is the reason that you're not going to like the solution. Safunador is a merging of 3 master mages: Malador the Mystic, Sophie, and Una, Queen of the Netherworld. The ritual Adrian was able to concoct is going to blend the 5 of you together in a similar way, amplifying your powers to the point where you can overpower Safunador. And you will be shunted into a psychic battle between the 3 faces of Safunador against your 5 faces. However, when Una is destroyed, the magic in play comes with an equal cost. One of the 5 of you will have to be destroyed alongside Una.
Me.
It is a sacrifice I want to make, but I'm not the Master Mage of Earth anymore.
No, that's not a sacrifice you're making or anyone here. There has to be another way to do this.
I'll let you discuss amongst yourselves.
I literally came here because my universe was destroyed. You guys have a Centuria that belongs here. It literally only makes sense that it's me.
How does that make sense? You have a right. I mean, does Brutus get a say in that now?
Yeah, Brutus's existence would seem to prove you're not the only survivor of your universe. So you're assuming that you have nothing to go back to, and you could be wrong.
Everyone that I loved there, besides Brutus, is dead.
I would prefer if you stayed alive too, says Brutus.
Okay, then who do you pick to die, Brutus?
Bowman.
Well, for one, you'd miss my ear scratches.
Scratch, stop.
well, now you're not getting any of the expensive treats. But more importantly, this is all a moot discussion. We're not sacrificing anyone.
Then
We
what are
can
we?
figure something out. This is magic we're talking about. I was being flown around by a piece of fabric just a few days ago. Remember when we fought action figures? Remember when we were detectives in the 80s? This is magic. No, I'm not settling for this. We were on TV for 2 goddamn weeks. And what, we can't figure out this?
I've watched you all die one time. I really don't want to do it again. You have a Centuria that belongs here. Let me do this.
We will find her and we will figure all of that out. I'm not settling for this until we've at least tried. Maybe we'll get that ritual and we can find some other method or something. Some way to modify it.
How much magical energy are we talking at the end, Seven, if we defeat Siphonador?
More than has ever been observed in the observable multiverse. This is going to be the kind of event that has long-lasting ramifications for the universe. And it's not something that it's not something that I think I can change. Siphonador's too powerful on her own. Their own.
I mean, we at least know that Sophie didn't want to be a part of this whole thing. Maybe if part of the structure is weak, it'll fall apart. Or something.
I don't think Malador wanted to be part of it either, but I'm not sure that matters now. It's not a bad idea. We can at least look into it. I'm worried about if we're talking that much magical energy, it could, if it doesn't have something, it could suffuse everything and just be too much for the multiverse.
That's
I don't
another
like this
part
any-
of the cost.
What do you mean?
The payment that we're making will help prevent more long-lasting devastation.
Because there's so much energy.
Yes. All
No matter
magic has
what-
a cost.
No matter what we do, there will be something we don't like. It just depends on how much we're willing to live with, I guess.
Like I said, it's not easy. And if there was another way, we would find it, but there's not another way.
No, we don't know that yet.
Well, there's still time to at least look into it. If you've got to send us back to Elysium to get Sala, other than gathering up the ritual parts you need to unlock his mind, is there anything you can do to research this? Or I don't know. It feels weird to put the burden back on you.
I can look into it. But if you have anything that you want to resolve before I send you back to Elysium, you should do that. I don't know that there's going to be a return trip.
Okay.
Omen is just going to look at Seven with like this disbelieving, almost incredulous look, that she would even suggest such a thing. And then he's gonna step away and see if he can contact Jason.
Yeah, she looks very crestfallen under your look.
Yep. Yeah.
You could tell without an insight check that she has done a lot of research about this already, and she regrets having to bring it up.
I mean, Calvin knows that, but Bowman's pretty resolute in his not wanting to do this. But yeah, he's gonna see if. I mean, I don't know if he can reach Jason at all.
The question is, did Safunador think Jason a big enough threat that he's
What would be worse for his self-esteem?
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. He helped us fight the ghosts that Sophie brought up, and
Didn't he pass out?
he was present.
He was there.
If passing out means you don't get to be a hero, I am not.
Also, Wiki brings up a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bowman, are you just texting or are you calling? How are you trying to reach out to him?
Calling. I'm sure the Bolt suit has a communicator in it.
It does. And you do hear from him. He answers. You hear an explosion in the background. You hear a lot of screeching noises of something swooping overhead. He says, "Boss, it's bad out here."
I know. Give me a sit rep.
Demons are everywhere. There's a 200-foot tall god monster destroying downtown. The internet's out?
It is a crisis.
and the microwave's broken.
Those are all significant problems. Okay.
He says, "I'm doing my best to keep civilians safe down here, but there aren't any other heroes springing out to help. I've only seen that one lady, the Gianni lady, the one with the shark and the houseboat."
Oh my god. Oh my god. Good for her. Oh, I'm sorry. That got me. I didn't think she would ever come back. Well, now I feel even worse about making fun of her. Anywho, Bowman will say, continue to evacuate as many civilians as you can. Use the quiver if you have to, and lock it down when you can.
Where's the Freedom League?
They got put in another dimension by a giant 3-headed triple wizard.
Boss, can we like, when you get back, can we just go fight some guys with guns, please?
We will fight as many guys with guns as you like.
Like, I'll take a little guy with penguin robots at this point. Like, this is insane. You heard the sentence that you just said out loud, right?
Yeah, I heard it, Jason. I've been saying a whole lot of sentences like that. Look, you are. I am gonna have to again put you in the position of having to defend this city, but you've more than proven yourself already. Also, you're probably gonna need a little more than just your crossbow, and can Jason I don't know if can Jason drive? I assume he's pretty calm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, he was stealing your motorcycle. When
He was, okay. Then Bowman is going to say, the project that I was working on, that one vehicle in the garage that wasn't entirely finished, it should be functional enough that it can get around, and the launchers in it should be working. So
You're talking about
in case you need something bigger than your hand crossbow.
All right. Yeah, I will I'll go grab that and see how many people I can get out of the city.
Okay.
Hey, you love him.
Is there anybody you want me to find in particular?
I mean, Fletch is concerned about like his family and everything. Ooh, just one in particular. No, Bowman's only response will be, just save as many as you can. I trust you to do that.
You got it, boss.
You're supposed to tell him, good job, Bowman.
And Jason, you're doing a good job.
Thanks, boss.
Oh my god, why did that make me a little emotional?
I'll keep doing a good job. And he hangs up.
And I don't know, I'll text him the code word to activate the Bowmobile, which is 7. That seems appropriately dramatic.
7. And he will go activate the Bowmobile, which I assume is a van based on your time in Mortis's body.
Well, he was working on it from before that, so I don't know. Maybe next time I'll have a bow van, but it should have arrow launchers and caltrops and an oil slick, so hopefully that's useful.
Heck yeah. It's a big ass bow. With tires.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Awesome. Is anybody else trying to settle any drama?
With my speed, is it possible to get to our apartment over near the university?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Tracy there?
She is there. She is barricaded the doors, and she is cowering behind the couch that she has stuffed there with a frying pan in one hand.
Was there a lot of demonic activity in the neighborhood immediately outside?
Much.
So I will phase in through the wall.
You startle her, and she swings the frying pan around real quick.
Trace, it's me. It's me.
Oh my god, where have you been?
All around the multiverse. Look, we gotta get you someplace a little safer than this.
Is there anywhere safer than this?
A little bit. I'll just sort of hold a hand out.
She will embrace you fully.
Yeah. So I'll hold the embrace for maybe 30 seconds or so, and then I will pick her up and phase out through the wall and take her to Freedom Hall, where hopefully at least Cynthia is functional.
You do arrive in the lobby, and Cynthia is there holding what looks like a laser cannon in one hand.
Cynthia,
Hello.
Sorry.
Freedom League member 1-3 Overdrive. How can I be of service today?
Well, I'm sure you're aware that things in the city outside are, well, they are what they are. I assume that the rest of the hall's defenses are still working, or is your laser cannon the last stand?
Freedom Hall is 60% compromised.
Where's the safest place that we could protect Tracy in the hall? Where's the most defensible place still left?
The lighthouse.
Can we get to the lighthouse?
And she cocks the laser cannon and says, right this way.
Okay.
Laser cannon fires Uno cards.
All four.
Razor sharp.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Wow. All right, so I will lead Tracy in Cynthia's wake.
Yeah, Cynthia putters along quickly, moving through the hall. You do see a number of other Cynthias that are engaged with some of these demonic forces. A couple of the large, pustulous babies that you've encountered a couple different times. One of them grabs a Cynthia and shoves it into its head hole. It chomps down the Cynthia and it gets a little bigger.
Oh.
And a couple of the Cynthias jump on that one and drag it to the ground and are stabbing it just with whatever they can find on hand. Wiki, I don't know if you mean the demon babies or Cynthia.
The Uno
No.
Master.
That's a villain. That's for sure a villain character.
And the Cynthia that's leading you will take you into the teleportation room.
Are the Cynthias on the station? Tracy won't be alone up there?
There are Cynthias aboard. And the non-essential personnel of Freedom Hall have been evacuated up there already.
Okay. So I'll turn to her and say, I don't have any answers. Things are bad. So I just want to make sure before I go that you're going to be okay. I know I haven't always been the boyfriend you deserve, and I'm sorry for that.
She squeezes your arm and she says, I know I'm going to be okay. You're on the job.
Okay. So I'll lead her over to the teleport pad and give her one last hug and a kiss and step back. So I'll keep eye contact with her until she beams out.
And she will she'll wave your direction. She'll say, tell Kate to stay safe.
I will.
And she'll get beamed up.
Okay. I'll wipe a little tear from my eye and back over to the house. Rude. I'll fall you into oblivion.
Yeah, the
That's the Uno
Overdrive-
Master.
Overdrive, you notice as you start approaching the Nexus, the sidewalk and the surrounding streets around the Nexus have started to crack, and there's this gold-purple magic that seems to be shielding it from what's going on, but it is separating it from, seemingly from at least the street, if not the plane itself.
It's getting bad fast.
Yep. Resonant is going to use the Alternity Atlas and step out to her bookstore, see if Sam is there.
Resonant, you do find that the door is locked. The closed sign has been flipped over, but you can see that a number of the shelves and stuff have been pushed up against the windows. And you think you see inside, you think you see Sam alongside Karen.
Okay. And I'll pop into the store.
Does Sam know you're Resonant?
Mm-mm.
Are you coming as Resonant or as Gemma?
I am coming as Resonant.
Oh, okay. Sam looks a little flabbergasted. She's got a couple of your books open. It looks like she's been looking for something that is real magic. She's been reading through a couple of different things. She's been grabbing a couple of different crystals to seemingly no effect. And Karen rushes up to you and pokes you in your chest, Resonant.
And I will cock an eyebrow at her.
Where have you and the rest of your cape-wearing vagabonds been?
Stuck by the 200-foot gold monstrosity that's been burrowing around Freedom City. But we're here now, and you've done a wonderful job of keeping yourselves safe. And she's looking past Karen at Sam for all of this. If you're tired of holding up here, I can take you somewhere that's a little bit safer while we costumed folk look to put an end to this.
And she sort of nods. And she begins going on a bit of a tirade. Just sort of thanking you for saving her, but also sort of being shitty.
Mm-hmm. I will. I just kind of. I stand there and I just look at her. until she shuts up.
Yeah, Sam comes over and like puts her arms around both of Karen's shoulders, and she's like, "Karen, I know you like getting things done a certain way, but Resonant is here to help us now. Okay, we're not gonna get eaten by demon babies. Isn't that a good thing?" Karen looks at her like, "Don't condescend to me." Sam looks up and says, "What's the safe place you want us to go to?"
I have there's a mystical house that used to be owned by Adrian Eldritch. It's as safe a place as I know right now. Is there anybody else in the neighborhood? Is it just you two here?
As far as I know, I heard some yelling in the building next door, but that stopped a little while ago.
Okay. Well, I should go take a look. You guys wait for me here?
Yeah, if you think that's safe.
I am not leaving anyone behind if I can help it.
You should get us out of here first and come back, says Karen.
And if someone was screaming and that stopped, that means they're more than likely hurt and may not have a lot of time left, whereas you are still hale and healthy. It won't take me but a moment.
They probably already did.
Well, and they may not be. Sometimes you have to look out for someone else rather than yourself.
Well, just don't feed them to that spooky guy on your team. I know he eats people.
I don't know where you're getting your supposed facts from, ma'am.
I saw it on the Daily Storm.
I'll just leave her there.
And I heard he's a homosexual. A homosexual cannibal. Can you believe it?
I'm going to look at Sam. I'm going to look back at Karen.
Sam
and I'm just
looks
going
at you like, you have no idea, lady. She comes in here every week.
And I'm just gonna port over to the next door and check on what Sam thought she heard.
Awesome. Resident, you port over to the building next door. You do find a couple of loose demons about that you're able to dispatch with ease. We don't have to go into combat for it. And you do find there is a couple of people who have been partially devoured, in the middle of which is, you do detect some life signs buried under the pile of dead bodies.
Okay. I will dig through it and see what I can find.
You start rooting through it. You do find a couple of kids who are seemingly covered in their parents' blood but have been spared from the physical trauma.
She'll pick the kids. How old are the kids?
4 and 6.
Okay, so she'll pick up the 4-year-old, and she'll look at both of them. I know you guys are scared. I'm gonna get you out of here, okay?
The 4-year-old sort of nods, and the 6-year-old is just in shock.
Okay, well, hold on to me, and I'll port back to the bookstore to pick up Karen and Sam. And when I arrive with the kids in tow, I'm going to pointedly look at Karen and kind of like hold the 4-year-old a little bit closer and say, "And you didn't want me to check."
She stands up very straight and puts her chin up very indignantly, but she does not respond.
I'm sorry, Resonant, will get you out of here.
Extortion by superheroes. This is going in the newsletter for the Church of Ethereal Wisdom.
I grab Sam and I leave Karen here.
Yes! Yes!
It feels wrong to give you a hero point, but I'm going to give you a hero point.
Not gonna slander me in the newsletter.
God. I hate Karen.
Hope she's dead now. I never have to deal with her again.
I just created a super villain.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mortis or Centurion, do either of you have any preparations to make?
I need to go home.
Awesome.
And hope that he's there.
Wiki says she was already a super villain.
It's true.
Mortis, you fly through the devastation and through the chaos, and you do find a lot of the area around Lantern Hill seems to have been disrupted by Sufunador's arrival. You think that may have been ground zero. However, it looks like your house is still mostly intact. And you do, as you're coming up, you do see Nick floating next to a group of survivors, ushering them into an alley nearby the house.
I'll fly down and try to help.
He will fling himself at you when he sees you. Says, oh my god, what's been happening? Did Dr. Necros do this?
No, this is worse. The Una, the sorcerer queen of the Netherworld, is back. I've been dealing with her fallout for a while now, but yeah, this looks like it might be the end game. She's supercharged and running around and looks up towards the flock of demons.
Is there anything a friendly ghost can do to help?
You're already doing so much. I just try to help people if you can.
Hey, don't worry, what you gonna do, kill me?
We have to go try to stop her. There's a lot on the line, and one of us might not make it back.
Nick
I can't.
Sort of gets a little solemn at that.
I have to be honest with you. It might be me, it might be one of the others, but no matter what, it's going to be one too many.
And he says it can't be you. We're getting married. It can't be you. It can't be any of the others either. Shit. And he kind of looks at you, and he says, "I think you still have my ring."
I do. And I drop to one knee and I slide it on his hand.
And he takes it. He sort of trembles a little bit, and he holds you by your chin, and he says, "If it has to be you, you and I both know that death isn't the end, and I will come find you wherever she takes you, if it has to be that."
With that, I take him into my arms and I give him a big kiss. And for several moments, I kind of step back and say, what can we do to help maybe bar this place and make it a little bit more resilient? And I will basically throw up some spells and try to do some warding, some stuff real quick.
Awesome.
So that at least there's us place
Yeah.
for you and Lantern Jack to bring others to.
And he will he'll say, let's take them to the bar, and he'll lead you all that way into the bar you're renovating. And you'll start putting up wards. Lantern Jack will appear because Lantern Jack can't get sent to Elysium. And they'll all begin defending the city as you depart for parts unknown. And Nick will cry as much as Alex. Centuria, what are you and Brutus doing?
Centuria is going to go find a secluded corner and sit with Brutus. She's going to take Dave out of her pocket. Davey.
Brutus puts his big lab head on the little action figure's lap.
Stop it, you're crushing me.
She's going to say, Dave, I know that I had so many plans to find a body for you and get you back here, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It's happening again, and I can't let what happened in our universe happen here. These people have taken me in and been so nice to me, and I can't. I finally get Brutus back, but the people here have families, they have lives. I have a soul and a doll and a dog that I just found. I can't.
Davey will pipe up and he will say, I'm not going to do the Davey voice because this is important. But imagine it's in a high-pitched action figure voice. He says, Kate, those people have families, but you're a part of that family.
It's not the same.
They love you.
I could not forgive myself if Tracy lost her Dave, or God forbid Nick lost Mortis, or any of it. I can't risk that. I've already lived 10 years past my expiration date. I think it's probably going to be my time to go.
I don't accept that.
You never will. But
let me do it.
No. I don't even know how that would work. I don't even think that you could do it.
If one of us has to go, let it be me again.
No.
I can try. I can. We just need more time.
Davey, it's gonna be me. And who knows, maybe we'll meet in the after, or the whatever life that Mortis has seen after this. I don't know how it works exactly, but I don't think I'm long for this world. And I'm really sorry. And I'm really sorry, Brutus, that we just found each other and now I'm gonna be leaving you.
And Brutus kind of looks up at you with sad, doleful, brown Labrador eyes. He says, I know that you are a hero, and that is what has driven me as I've protected Dr. Irons for the last 10 years. But I've never stopped looking for you. And I don't think the action figure can walk me. We're a family again. We're all here. All three of us. And he sort of looks forlorningly at the action figure. This is all I've wanted. Every dark night I've spent in the netherworld searching for you. And
I
father.
know, but I can't let it be anyone else.
Can we make it the other Centuria?
No. No. No, I've already screwed up her life enough by being here. Has to be me.
Brutus shakes his head and his haunches sort of flare up a little bit. He seems upset. It's my job to protect you, and I don't know how to protect you from yourself if you're not willing to fight.
I'm gonna fight with everything that I have. And when the time comes, I'll die for the cause.
And Brutus storms away in a huff.
Just you and me again, Dave.
He'll be back. He's got a pout.
It's fair. He can have his time.
Thank you, Green Ronin, for your 100 bits and your tears. They sustain me. You do get a free hero point that you could donate to the hero of your choice, or the Game Master if you want. Green Ronin Publishing.
Not the Game Master.
I will forego the point because it's my fault that everybody feels like this tonight.
But yeah, that'll be it. That's the end scene.
Awesome.
Now I'm gonna go cry.
So after some sufficient time, everybody returns together after sort of finalizing some of these emotional beats. What's everybody doing as you come back to the Nexus?
I am getting Sam and the kids set up somewhere within the house. And then I'm going to go find Seven because I had an idea.
Awesome. You do find Seven in the Ocularum, looking out over the thousands of globes, the glowing golden globes that all seem to be sick with Una's magic.
I'm looking that over real quick. Does she? And I'll turn to Seven. Does she have all 1,000?
Yeah.
So why isn't everything already under her sway?
Roll an insight check.
Okay. Do. I didn't open my character sheet because this was supposed to be roleplay. There it goes.
This is the make sure you accomplish everything you want to before you pass this point episode.
Mm-hmm. That's a 37.
7, there's a flash on her face of she knows something, but she doesn't want to tell you about it.
You can't lie to me, 7. 10 years I've kind of perfected the art of knowing when people are lying to me.
You had to grow up fast. You all did.
I did. I didn't do a very good job for a while there, but... So what's wrong? What is it?
The last shard of myself that I haven't brought back into me is holding Una back from ascension.
And so if we take that piece of you back from her netherworld, everything basically becomes Una. Right?
If we do it without proper preparations. She has the part of me that I still haven't reassembled has something of Una's that will allow us to even begin this ritual that Adrian proposed. But
So
taking that from her has to be the last thing we do as part of our preparation.
Okay. does help if you tell us everything. We are here to help. You don't have to shoulder everything. You've already done that for 10 years.
No, I've been a broken little girl for the last 10 years. You all have shouldered it.
Not until recently. I was broken for a few years. It happens. We break. Something puts us back together again. Friends, family, loved ones.
You all
We
put
come-
me back together again, and now I've come to you with the knowledge that one of you has to die.
That I actually wanted to talk to you about that. Are you sure that it's death that has to happen, or is it life force that you need?
I think it depends on how stopped we want Una to be.
I'd prefer not to have to deal with her. I mean, I don't think we would, but I'd rather not leave her for generations in the future to deal with.
To accomplish that, it has to be the death of an individual for the death of an individual.
No
Adrian
way
might
to-
have something else in the spell, but as best as I can infer from his writings, that's the plan.
No way to split it up amongst individuals, take portions of their life span to equal.
No, this magic is so powerful on its own. I don't think we can mess with it.
Okay.
Not safely, anyway. I mean, we could try, but I fear it'll make things worse than it'll make things better.
Okay. I just had the idea. And if it sparks something in your big brain, then at least it was good for something.
Let's get Adrian's notes, and we'll go from there.
Okay. I think the others are on their way back, so when they're
How's-
here, we'll go.
How's Fletch?
He's a bit of a mess at the moment. I don't think he was expecting you to come back and not be willing to try something else. I know that you know what you know, but none of us know the whole thing. I think he was hoping that you were holding out hope for something else.
It's funny to think of him as the optimistic one. Must have had some kind of effect on him.
I kind of think we all did, especially after we pulled him out of the terminus.
How's that tooth doing?
I have no idea. I really don't think I want to ask Omega. Centuria might be able to find out.
Yeah, I suppose.
And Resin is going to look at her and say, if you weren't sure, I'm glad you're back. Even with everything you've told me. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. I wish it was under better circumstances.
Well, I think we all do. And maybe tell everybody else the same. And offer that little bit of hope that everyone might be feeling they need right now.
And she sort of nods, and I don't want it to be a false hope, but
Doesn't have to be false.
I've been stuck in a bad place for a long time. the Netherworld takes an impact.
I can only imagine. I'm sorry that we couldn't get to you sooner. Honestly, until you stepped in and warned me about the Nexus being under attack, I thought you were gone forever.
She just starts sobbing.
And I'll just hold her head to my shoulder and probably cry along with her.
All right, next week we're going to the audio box again.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Bowman was gonna go after just like stewing and thinking about that conversation that he had with Seven. The first thing that he said to her when she got back after like this entire arduous journey is just like practically an argument with her. He was going to go look for her, but I think he probably shows up and sees this scene and just stays quietly in the shadows for a moment.
Until Resident basically turns and looks at him and says, and basically he's like, get your ass over here and hug her.
Which he will immediately do.
Yes, Mom. And Seven will hold you for a minute, Bowman, and she will kiss you on the cheek. She says, I'm sorry I didn't come with better news, and I'm sorry that I feel so much despair about all this.
No, I should be apologizing to you. I mean, I know you would have already tried everything you could. This wouldn't have been your first option, and I really shouldn't have taken that out on you. Honestly, I just feel... I mean, a third of that damn monster is my fault, so...
And she looks up at you. She says, yeah, you have pretty shitty taste in women.
Well, hey, first off, I mean, I think I had good taste up until a decade or so ago.
She's like, nah, not me.
I mean, you say that, but I think you were only kind of a bad influence on me.
Yeah, I see that. You've got a little magic in you now.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I mean, I spent some time on a magic dimension, and then I spent some time in Mortis's body, and then I came back together, and it feels like, remember The Matrix, the I know Kung Fu moment? It's a bit like that.
Yes, I remember. I also remember sometimes I set them up and you don't knock them down. Let's go find everybody else. She'll give Bowman a wink.
What? I kind of imagine if she did set something up and Bowman didn't pick up on it, that this is something that happens like fairly often. For a moment, he's just feeling like things are right back where they were before.
And everybody reunites.
Everyone as okay as they're gonna be?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, Gemma.
Mm-hmm.
okay. Then I guess we're ready. Let's go get Sala. Let's figure out what he knows and what we need. Seven, do you want to tell them what you told me before we go?
And she'll say, yes. Also, Green Ronin Publishing is giving their free hero point to Bowman.
Oh, snap. Well, thanks.
And Seven will say, I know the cost of this ritual is a lot. But if we can find Adrian's notes, maybe we could tamper with it. Maybe we can change the cost. But doing so is a very dangerous proposition. And it could make things better or worse. I just won't know until we get the information.
Everything we do is dangerous and could have unintended consequences, so maybe with all of us we can figure something out.
I'm willing to try. If you guys can get everything and bring it back.
There's a lot of Master Mage energy in this room. 7. If that's not enough, well, we'll make it enough.
And Seven sort of solemnly nods and slams her hands together, and she opens a hole in space-time, and you all feel the energy pass over you, but this time, instead of going into a more 60s Batman era Freedom City, you can feel sort of a chill permeating your bodies as you pass through the universe. Almost like you're heading through the crossroads, Mortis. You can feel sort of the cold, damp dew of a late spring, late fall evening as a blood moon rises above you, and you find yourselves in the mist-swept field of a graveyard. And as the title track of Scooby-Doo begins to play, we will go to a break. So, everybody, we're going to go take a quick break real quick, refill our drinks, grab tissue boxes if we need them. We'll be back in just a moment, so go ahead and check out the ads on our carousel, and we'll see you in a sec.